They say everyone has a New Year's resolution, but not everyone keeps it. The truth is this: effort isn't enough. It gets you in the door, but it doesn't keep you in the room. And that's a lesson I learned the hard way. There's so much pressure to make bold New Year's resolutions, to reinvent yourself, set huge goals, make grand declarations, and that's not bad. Those things are part of the journey. But what completes the journey is something different, something harder. It's showing up to yourself over and over again. And that's where most people fall short. They promise themselves big changes, but fail to keep those promises. The excitement wears off, and they wonder why their lives stay the same. Well, because life rewards the consistent, not the enthusiastic. Enthusiasm gets you excited about change, but it's consistency that delivers change. And that's what you need more of in 2024. Less enthusiasm, more consistency. Yes, make bold plans, dream big, set high goals. But know this: the secret to achieving those goals is consistency, not motivation. Motivation says you're interested. Consistency proves you're committed. And here's the thing: consistency doesn't care about how you feel. It cares about what you do. You don't get rewarded for the goals you want. You get rewarded for the goals you pursue relentlessly. People don't care how badly you want something. They care about how consistently you work for it. This might sound disappointing. We like to think success comes from these big moments, from being really motivated. But honestly, that's what most people think. So you stand out by not thinking that. You achieve success through small, seemingly insignificant efforts, done consistently and reliably. Don't wait until you're ready. Ready doesn't exist. You have to start now and be consistent. That's the only way to build something meaningful, something that lasts. If you want to achieve your goals in 2024, you must become a more consistent person. And here's how to do it. Step 1, find your rhythms. Routines help you behave consistently without having to think about it. Instead of constantly deciding to eat healthy, deciding to exercise, deciding to focus on your work, you establish a routine that takes those decisions out of the equation. You don't think about what to do, you just do it. You want to build muscle. Decide on your workout time and stick to it. Want to write a book? Set aside a daily writing ritual? Want to save money? Establish a savings plan. Automate your savings. Set up direct deposits. Track your expenses. Cut back on non-essentials. Find ways to make saving automatic. This doesn't require discipline. It requires design. And design is easier than discipline. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Automate your habits, routines, and systems. Remove friction. Anticipate obstacles and prepare for them in advance. Make consistency easier. That's how you'll stick to it. Be so consistent that you remove the opportunity for inconsistency. Step 2, redefine success. Too often, our idea of success is tied to some external outcome. Get the promotion, lose the weight, sell the product. But here's the problem. You can't control outcomes. All you can control is your actions. So reframe success as the habits and actions you perform each day. Success is less about what you achieve and more about what you become. It's the discipline, the routines, the daily actions that you take. In other words, success is what you do. Don't measure your success by what you haven't achieved yet. Measure it by the work you're putting in. Did you show up to the gym today? Great. Did you read for 10 minutes? That's progress. Did you make one new connection? That's a win. Keep tracking your progress and celebrating your wins. Don't tie your self-worth to distant outcomes that you can't control. Control what you can, which is what you do every day. Step 3, move your standards. Stop judging yourself by impossible standards. Look, if you want to do great work, you have to raise your standards. But there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. The wrong way is to beat yourself up when you don't meet unrealistic expectations. The right way is to set high standards and then systematically move them higher over time. Here's how. Track your progress. Keep track of what you're doing every day. Record your workouts, your readings, your conversations. Then reflect on your progress. Honestly, assess what you did well and what you can improve on. Finally, adjust your standards. Raise them for what you did well and lower them for what you struggled with. Move them to the next level. This approach is kinder to you. It acknowledges your limitations while still pushing you to grow. You challenge yourself without destroying your motivation. Let your standards rise naturally as you improve. Step 4. Master your distractions. We live in a world of constant distractions. Social media, emails, notifications, meetings, requests. They pull us in 1,000 different directions. And the biggest distraction of all is usually invisible. It's the voice in your head telling you it's okay to skip today, that it doesn't really matter, that you can start fresh tomorrow. Well, don't listen to that voice. It's the enemy of consistency. It will kill your habits if you let it, and it will whisper to you every time you're tempted to quit, every time you're about to give up. So learn to recognize its voice. Know its tricks. Anticipate its temptations. Prepare in advance. Remind yourself why you started. Remember the reasons that pushed you to take action in the first place. Reconnect with your purpose. When distractions arise, remind yourself that they're just distractions. Don't give them any more power than that. Stay focused. Stay committed. Stay on track. Distractions will always be there. The choice is yours. Are you going to stay true to your goals or succumb to the distractions? Step 5. Build accountability. Accountability helps you stay consistent because it makes quitting more difficult. It's like making your bed every morning. It seems like a small thing, but it sets the tone for the whole day. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who made their beds every morning were more likely to keep other commitments. In other words, small habits like making your bed can lead to bigger successes. So how do you do this? Find an accountability partner, someone who shares similar goals and can help you stay on track. Share your goals, your wins, your struggles. Commit to each other. And if you miss a day, call each other out. Offer support, reschedule. You can even gamify it. Reward each other's progress. Celebrate wins together. Acknowledge losses. Turn it into a challenge, a competition. And if that's too much pressure, use technology. There are plenty of apps out there that help you track your habits and stay accountable. Now, look, I know this stuff can feel like a drag sometimes, but it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, when you really understand the power of consistency, it becomes incredibly liberating, because consistency doesn't mean strict rules. It means freedom from chaos. It means knowing what works and doing it without wasting energy on figuring it out every day. That's the path to achieving your goals in 2024. Consistency. Your enthusiasm may fade, but consistency endures. And when you combine the two, that's when magic happens. Let me leave you with a quote from the writer and speaker Anne Lamott. She says, "It's not the armchair quarterback who knows all the answers. It's the person who shows up on the field and plays the game, even if they don't know what they're doing. The moral of the story, show up anyway." That's what consistency is about. Showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not sure what you're doing. The rewards won't always be immediate, but they will come. The question is, will you still be there? Will you stay consistent? That's the real test. So here's to passing that test. Here's to becoming more consistent and therefore more successful in 2024. I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
We all want to finish strong, but we tend to start fast. We make New Year's resolutions, we jump into new projects, we sign up for challenges, we love a fresh start, the promise of a new you. But here's what's tricky. People don't usually notice they're losing momentum. It doesn't announce itself, it just slows things down. Delays progress, dulls the edge. You still feel busy. You still feel like you're trying, but you're not building the same way anymore because the force behind it, consistency, isn't there. That's why the best results don't always go to the most talented. They go to the most consistent, the person who keeps showing up, who honors the process, who builds slow, steady, and deliberate. They may not look flashy, but give it time, and they'll outrun the ones who started with a sprint. So, if you want to prove you're serious, don't make noise. Make patterns. Show up so often that people don't wonder if you will. De Assume Italiano builds such steady habits that missing a day feels strange. Because when consistency becomes part of who you are, results become part of your life. Most people don't have a starting problem. They have a staying problem. They get excited. They get inspired. They get moving. But give it a few days, a few weeks, maybe a month, and they're gone. Not because they weren't capable, but because they thought effort was enough. They paid the entry fee, but they never signed the contract. The truth is, starting feels good. It feels productive. You buy the planner. You make the to-do list. You block off the calendar. And for a moment, you feel like you've already changed. But that feeling fades because momentum doesn't come from preparing. It comes from doing repeatedly. And that's where most people fall off. They expect to feel motivated every day. They expect the excitement to carry them. But motivation is loud at the beginning and quiet during the work. It shows up on day 1. Disappears by day 4. And if you're relying on it, you're in trouble. Because the real work begins after the enthusiasm runs out. That's when doubt starts whispering, this isn't working. Maybe I picked the wrong goal. Maybe I'm just not the type. And if you have unbuilt a deeper reason to continue with, you have undecided ahead of time to stay you. Start listening. You start slowing down. And before long, you've quit. Not loudly, quietly. You don't tear the plan up. You just stop following it. You tell yourself you'll get back to it tomorrow, next week, when life comes down. And slowly, the habit dies. Not from failure, but from neglect. That's how most dreams go. Not with a crash, but with a drift. I've met plenty of people who've told me, I've tried everything. But when you look closer, what they really mean is, I started a few things. I got frustrated. I stopped. That's not trying everything. That's starting often and finishing nothing. And it doesn't lead anywhere except back to where you started. The people who win are the ones who push through the middle knot. Just the beginning, not just the end. The middle. The part where results are slow, motivation is gone, and nobody's watching. That's where... Not because it's flashy, but because it's consistent. You've got to decide ahead of time that the work is worth it. Even when it's quiet, even when it's repetitive, even when it feels like nothing's happening. Because something is happening. Discipline is being built. Momentum is being earned. Confidence is being formed, but you only get to collect it if you stay. So if you've started something and already feel like giving up, don't. That tension you feel, that's the price of progress. You're in the gap between effort and reward. Keep going. Most people quit here, but you're not. Most people. You don't just pay the entry fee. You keep showing up to honor the contract. You can sprint your way into a good week, but you can't sprint your way into a good life. If you want results that last, you've got to build systems, not short bursts of energy, not scattered motivation. Systems. Motivation is great when it shows up. It'll get you moving. It'll fire you up. But the problem with motivation is it's not dependable. Some mornings it's there. Most mornings it's not. If your progress depends on how you feel, you'll always be starting over. That's why systems are better. Systems don't. Us co. You feel. They who's run. I've always said, discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. And systems help you do that. They remove the guesswork. They turn habits into default actions. You don't have to think about them. You just follow them. And that's what makes them powerful. They protect you from inconsistency. You brush your teeth every day, not because you're inspired, but because it's part of the system. You drive to work, make coffee, tie your shoes, not because you're passionate about it, but because it's automatic. That's what you want from your habits. You want your routines working for you while your feelings catch up. Start with one small system. Something simple. Maybe you write your goals down every morning. Maybe you prep your meals on Sunday. Maybe you review your habits at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it has to be repeatable. Because what you can repeat, you can build on. You don't need 100 changes. You need one habit that sticks. One routine you don't skip. One rhythm that keeps you grounded when the day gets noisy. That's how systems work. They stabilize your discipline. And when discipline is stable, results start showing up automatically. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They try to change everything overnight. They make a long list of habits, overhaul their routine, set 5 alarms. And within a week, they're exhausted because they were sprinting. And sprints are short. You can't build a life on exhaustion. You build it on rhythm. Sprints wear you out. Systems carry you. One is reactive. The other is reliable. One is burning hot and fades. The other builds strength over time. And if you want to keep showing up day after day, month after month, you need a structure that supports you when motivation doesn't. Your goal shouldn't be to try harder. Your goal should be to make it easier to do the right thing. That's what systems do. They reduce friction. They reduce decisions. They reduce resistance. You set the trick once and then you run on it. Even when you're tired. Even when you're distracted. Even when the mood isn't right. If you're enjoying these videos, would you let us know by tapping the like button below? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. See you tomorrow.
If you feel like you're always starting over, always motivated, never fulfilled, it's time for a change. A change in how you think about progress. A change in how you measure success. A change in how you define yourself. It's time to stop chasing intensity and start building consistency. You know what it's like. You're full of fire, ambition burning bright. You set goals, make plans, attack them with everything you've got. You hit your targets, check them off your list, and bask in the glow of accomplishment. But something's missing. It feels temporary, like the high won't last. The motivation will fade, the results will slip, and soon enough, you're right back where you started, searching for that initial spark, hoping to recapture the momentum you once had. But the truth is, you're not actually looking for more intensity. You're looking for something different, something deeper, something more lasting. And that's why it's time for a change. Change how you think about progress. Progress isn't just about quick wins and notable achievements. It's about consistent growth and steady improvement. Your progress isn't measured by how many times you hit the gym, how many books you read, or how many projects you start. It's measured by how consistently you incorporate those things into your life. Can you walk into the gym today and not feel like you have to prove anything to anyone? Can you pick up a book knowing it as a chance to learn rather than a chore to complete? Can you begin a project without feeling the need to finish it right away? This is true progress. When you internalize these activities so that they read not just tasks to be checked off your to-do list, but values that guide your actions, that's when you truly progress. Change how you measure success. Success isn't just about reaching milestones and breaking records. It's about living a life that reflects your values and brings you fulfillment. Are you proud of what you've accomplished? Do you feel fulfilled by your achievements? Or are you constantly comparing yourself to others, feeling like you're falling behind? Stop chasing external validation and start pursuing internal peace. Let your success be defined by your own standards, not by the expectations of others. And remember, success isn't a destination. It's a journey filled with ups and downs. Enjoy the journey, celebrate the small victories, and learn from the setbacks. Change how you define yourself. Are you the person you want to be? Does your self-image match your aspirations and values? Or are you stuck in the past, clinging to outdated beliefs about yourself? It's time to let go of the old narrative and create a new one. Define yourself by the qualities you admire, the values you hold dear, and the impact you want to make. See yourself as the kind of person who achieves their goals, maintains healthy habits, and makes a positive difference in the world. When you start believing in yourself, the world will too. I know it sounds simple, but that's precisely why it's so effective. By shifting your focus from intensity to consistency, you unlock a more profound, lasting form of success. No more frantic starts and disappointing stops. Just steady progress and unwavering fulfillment. Listen to that again. Steady progress and unwavering fulfillment. These aren't buzzwords. They're a lifestyle, a philosophy, a path to actual fulfillment. But you might be thinking, Matt, that sounds all well and good, but how do I actually do this? How do I stop chasing intensity and start building consistency? Well, it begins with understanding the power of habit. Habits are the building blocks of your life. They shape your days, weeks, and years. By focusing on building small positive habits that align with your values and goals, you can create a foundation for lasting success. Start with small, manageable goals. Setbacks are inevitable, but don't let them derail you. One missed workout won't ruin your fitness journey. One skipped reading session won't undo your personal growth. Pick yourself up and keep going. This is what separates successful people from everyone else, their ability to bounce back quickly. Remember, you're not trying to become a superhero overnight. You're aiming to become a better version of yourself, a more consistent, reliable, disciplined individual. And here's the key. Don't focus on the end result. Focus on the process. Enjoy the journey of self-improvement. Celebrate the small victories and learn from any setbacks. And while it's essential to have long-term goals, break them down into smaller, achievable steps. Set weekly or monthly goals that support your larger objectives. Achieving these smaller goals will keep you motivated and build momentum towards your bigger dreams. But you might be wondering, how do I stay motivated? How do I maintain this momentum? Well, that's where accountability comes in. Find an accountability partner, a friend, family member, or mentor who can support you on your journey. Share your goals and progress with them and ask them to hold you accountable when you fall off track. You can also consider joining a community of like-minded individuals who are working towards similar goals. The shared sense of purpose and mutual support can be incredibly powerful. Now, I know it's not easy. Life gets in the way. There are distractions everywhere. Maintaining consistency takes constant effort and discipline. But that's where the true magic lies. The magic of pushing through the discomfort, of resisting the urge to quit, of staying committed to your values and goals, even when no one is watching. This is what builds resilience, mental toughness, and character. And these qualities don't just help you achieve your goals, they shape you into a stronger, more confident, more fulfilled person. Listen, it's time to stop chasing intensity and start building consistency. It's time to stop seeking quick fixes and start embracing gradual progress. True success isn't about the intensity of your efforts. It's about the consistency of your habits. The quiet, steady commitment to excellence. Look around you. The world celebrates flashiness, extremes, and overnight successes. But lasting success is built on a different foundation, a foundation of discipline, persistence, and unwavering focus. It's built one step at a time, one habit at a time, one day at a time. And here's the most important part. Don't wait for the perfect time to start. Don't wait for the ideal conditions to fall into place. Don't wait for the stars to align. Start now. Start with what you have. Start with the time you have. Start with the resources you have. Start where you are. Perfect timing doesn't exist. You must make time. You must seize the moment. You must take action. Because action breeds motivation, not the other way around. Motivation won't get you there. Action will. You can choose to stick with the crowd, chasing intensity, seeking quick thrills, hoping for a lucky break, or you can choose to forge your own path, embracing consistency, committing to steady progress, building a life you can be proud of. The choice is yours. The path you choose today will shape your tomorrow. Will you choose intensity or consistency? Will you settle for mediocrity or reach for greatness? Will you live on autopilot or design your own future? The answer, my friends, is in your hands. Embrace the power within you. Believe in your ability to create a better future. Trust in the journey, and above all, never ever quit on yourself. You're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together. And I'm here to support you every step of the way. Remember, you're capable of achieving extraordinary things. Don't settle for less. Dream big, stay focused, and keep moving forward. Thank you.